Hello, everyone. Andrew, Day 2 Dryden here, recording for Nikachu MTG. Really happy to be here on our first episode. This is now part 4. Hey, we won the die roll for the first time this league. That's really good news. And this hand is a little land heavy. You'd rather see maybe 2 or 3 lands rather than 4, but we're on the play. We've got a really good first turn play in the suspension of the Riftbolt, so that we don't have to commit to a creature or the face of the opponent or anything. Followed up by turn 2 Eidolon, which on the play is just super strong. Might just be a snap win for us. So we're absolutely keeping this hand, although we're not really happy to see the Stomping Ground, which we don't need the green mana for, and we're not really wanting to draw any more lands. It's possible I could have fetched there actually to deck thin, I guess, but I don't think it's... What is up with the opening forest every single game here? Every game. Yes, we are absolutely bolting this. I don't know what is in store for us. Oh, that's fantastic. I don't know what's in store for us, but I know that we're also fetching this because we have another fetch land, so we can grab white if we need it. But if we draw, say, an Inspiring Vantage next turn, then it means we took 2 damage unnecessarily. Really happy to see another Eidolon too. This might just slam the door closed on some sort of a combo opponent. Yep, take 2 off that. That's fantastic. And we're also just going to bolt that next turn. So you're not getting any value out of that. Have fun. Yeah, okay. They're probably playing Pad the Exile or something, so I'm not really looking forward to grabbing all 3 basics out of my deck by turn 3. So we'll probably... We were obviously going to do this before we play the second Eidolon. But I'm not really happy to fetch all the way down to 14 here. You know what? We have a 3rd fetch land in our hand. I'm going to try to save a little bit of life because we're going to take damage off this Eidolon. And I'm going to just try and... Hopefully this doesn't end up punishing us. But you know what? Honestly, we don't need any more lands anyway. So, do we draw any more? We've drawn 1 non-land card in our two draw steps. Alright, so they're playing basics. Makes sense. We're trying to do the same, obviously, so I'm sure they're trying to do the same. What do they got? Knight of the Reliquary. Yup, okay. Well, it's what? That's not that big a deal. That doesn't scare me. Okay, well... There's no point in playing that untapped. We have nothing to do with the mana. It kind of tells our opponent that, but whatever. Now, do we get in for 9? Do we get in to get them down to 9? Because they absolutely just eat one of our Eidolons. Otherwise, what happens? They attack us down to... They attack us down to at least 11. They play anything, they go to 7. And then we can possibly just draw a card and win. I think we pass the turn here. It's very tempting for the Eidolon to get in for 2. But... Uh-oh. But I was going to say... oh, they need red for that. But if they just cast anything, then the Eidolon basically gets in for 2 as well. Now, however, does the math change. If we play the Swift Spear, we're taking 4? God, that's a lot. I think we continue to sit. Because we'll go to 10. Yeah, we were going to start to become Coco, huh? Do we kill this knight in response? I think we see what there is. Devoted Druid and Duskwatch Recruiter. Okay, so another one of these stupid devoted combo decks. As much as I don't want to, this knight's gonna get out of hand. I think I need to get this knight right now. Oh! Hey, guess who feels really silly? Guess who's got 2 thumbs and feels real silly about himself right now? Yeah, Knight of the Reliquary is not a vanilla +X where X is lands. Wow. Okay, so that was a punt. That was a real bad punt. Well, okay, so if they attack, we're blocking, because now we're not ahead in this race at all. Yeah, we can't go down to 5 for obvious reasons, and there's no point in double blocking. But hey, you know what? We can still come back from this. This is not out of the question. But man, like, I have taken by far more damage off my Eidolons than this opponent has, and that is not a recipe for success. Okay, so now our opponent has infinite green mana. Yup. I'm gonna F6. If they can prove to me they've got something to do with it, I'm gonna let them. For those of you who don't know what this is, they're going to use the infinite mana, because you can basically put a counter on this to untap it, and then you can retap it to make green. But when this says if you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature, you put that many -1 instead. So 1 - 1 is 0, so you put 0 on this thing to just keep on tapping it. Then you can use this to look through the top cards of your library. And with infinite mana, you can just do it a number of times, or any number of times you want, and you put a creature card in your hand. So usually what's going to happen is they're going to find it, and then they're going to find the one that we're concerned about. Well, I mean, they could just end up putting like an infinite number of creatures almost on the board in front of us, but basically like a walking ballista or something is sort of what would just end the game. If I see them with a walking ballista, I'm just going to resign. Spell Queller, okay, but they're going to keep showing us cards, so Spell Queller, Birds, Vizier, another Devoted Druid. So yeah, so I mean, like if they show us a walking ballista, I'll resign, but until then they have to keep showing us cards. So I'm not trying to be a jerk to our opponent or anything. But for all I know, this is not enough for them to win, so we're going to see. Cards to bring in this matchup. We are absolutely bringing in the Anger of the Gods. Cards like this are one of the reasons why sometimes I've thought about putting the card Sudden Shock into the sideboard. It's basically a 2 mana, 2 damage burn spell, but it has split second. Okay, there's a Ballista. Okay. So if they just keep doing this, I'm just going to resign. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good game. Okay, we want Path because Knight gets big, as evidenced by my very brutal misplay, forgetting that Eidolon had a tap ability. But what are you going to do? That's why we learn. That's what makes us better Magic players. I lost a game because of that. I haven't played against Knight in a very long time. So hopefully that lesson sticks in my head. Now, Bant has a number of cards we don't like to see. Green gives lots of life gain, so this can be useful. It also gives Leyline potentially, so this can be useful, but I think by and large, what did I put in? Oh, the paths, right. So what do we want from this deck? Deflecting Palm doesn't really do anything because while they could make a giant Knight of the Reliquary, it does nothing against Walking Ballista, so I don't think that's what I want to be doing. It's also not necessarily better than any of these. We take out Lava Spike. Yeah, we're gonna take out We're gonna take out a Rift Bolt. We're gonna take out 2 Rift Bolts and a Lava Spike. That's what we're gonna do. Right. Yes, we want to play first. Try to actually get a win on the play. This is a good hand. This is a lot of interaction. Yeah. The mana base is a little rough. I might even just play this tapped, holding this up. What else could we do? On the play... We have Searing Blazes, so I don't want to get rid of this Scalding Tarn. We're definitely playing this, and we're gonna hold this up. Yeah, we're just gonna hold up. We're gonna telegraph to them we have a very reactive hand. But the reason I'm doing this is because I don't necessarily want to just throw this Lightning Bolt at their face without maybe I draw a Swift Spear next turn. I'm not super interested. I would probably still bolt a bird on turn 1, but after that, like by turn 3, we're gonna wipe the board. Okay, so that was a good one. Let's cast Goblin Guide and then see what's on the way. Eternal Witness. Okay, so that's a potential reason to bring in, say, like Rest in Peace, things like that. But that's the first card like that we've seen so far. I don't see a reason to cast either of these on the end of their turn yet. So we're going to play it slow here. Duskwatch Recruiter. That's fine. See, because like yeah. Swift Spear. Okay, so I was going to just pass. Or I was going to just attack into this thing and let them trade. But now that I've got the Swift Spear, now this represents 4 damage if I just bolt this thing out of the way. Next turn they'll go Eternal Witness, get back Duskwatch, probably play it again, and then I can anger and just get some value out of that. That's my thought process at the moment anyway. So that's why I've been holding this Lightning Bolt in my hand, trying to get a little bit more value out of it. And that's what we're going to get here. Devoted Druid. Okay, a bunch of small creatures. We can attack through these things. This is fine. Eternal Witness probably. Nope. Oop, Devoted Druid. Okay. Well, that might mean they have the combo in hand. That's a good draw. See, that's the other reason I didn't fetch yet. So I don't think there's a reason to not do this. I feel like this might be signaling something, but I feel like if it is, it might just be like a Path to Exile or something. I don't know if they would have brought that in or what they're using for it, but either way, we're able to get in. Ooh, Spell Queller. That's good to know about. Yeah. I'm good to just keep holding things up right now. If you're going to tap out for Spell Queller, that's okay too, because I am going to Path to Exile it. And then I am going to attack for the win, right? Because if I path, that's one prowess trigger. Skullcrack is another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's gonna be game. So you better have something other than just flashing the Spell Queller. It's pretty good. Turn 5 win through all, like, not really doing anything the first 2 turns. That's okay. Yeah, resolves. Path. Alright, so we're going to go into game 3. I don't think there's anything different we want to see here. Yeah, we didn't see anything. We didn't see anything we already knew about, except maybe the Eternal Witness. Maybe they took out the combo and just went for a value package. But I haven't seen anything else. I haven't seen Finks. I haven't seen Kitchen Finks, that is. I haven't seen Voice of Resurgence. So I don't know if that's something we need to worry about. I don't think it is. I also haven't seen any life gain. So maybe we just run it back like this. I think we just run it back like this. But we'll see what happens. This hand follows my rule of 1, 2, 3, and it actually has 4 potential 1 mana plays. We're on the draw, which is a little bit rough, but this has a 3-drop as well. We really want to hit our land drops. I think we have to keep this hand. This is a hand. This is not a coward's deck. When you have a hand like this, you just need to keep it. We have 2 draws. We have 2 draw steps to draw even 1 land, and this hand is basically just turned on. You know, it's possible our opponent kept a greedy hand with maybe like a Noble Hierarch that they need to or a bird that they need to cast anything. We're absolutely just going to bolt it. That's another reason I kept this hand. If this hand didn't have any creature removal like this bolt, it's possible I would have just mulliganed it, but it's becoming a lot. We've been facing a lot of small sort of combo creature decks, I've just realized. Yeah, it's been a lot of them. So I'm glad I have this Anger of the Gods. Devoted Druid. Okay. Draw land. Okay. I'd really like to just Searing Blaze it, but obviously I can't. If I had another bolt, I would just Swift Spear and bolt it, but I can't. Even if it just dies, it's worth 2 damage. Or it's worth 2 mana, I should say. So, because of that, I am a little afraid of it. So I'm hoping our opponent has sort of a slow start, or a start that we've turned into a slow one. Oh, they didn't pass with 3 mana up, so okay, it still could be a Spell Queller. Fortunately, oh, that's a good draw. I'm not going to cast a Swift Spear into a Spell Queller when I can just hold up Boros Charm, and on top of that, suspend a Rift Bolt. So the plan is to play around Spell Queller right now, and to just Boros Charm them at end of turn. They didn't use their mana, that's good news. Okay. Let's get back Devoted Druid, I would assume. Yep. Yeah, we are going to Boros Charm them. So they're at 12, and we have only 3 points of burn in hand, but we do have a Rift Bolt coming down. So for that reason, we're going to bolt them in the face, of course, which puts them at 9. Oh, that's a good draw. With them tapped out. Sweet. Because these Swift Spears can, without fear, just attack into this Eternal Witness. Wow, that was a good draw. And put them to 4. So what do we know they have in hand? They know they have a Devoted Druid in hand. So if they can just combo off and beat us, but it's possible we just untap and win. Oh no, they can't, because the Devoted Druid's going to have Summoning Sickness. So even if they have a Vizier, we are in good shape. Oh, we curved out really well in this game. Okay, Devoted Druid we knew about. And they're holding up 3 mana again, so we should probably expect a Spell Queller. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. So I'm gonna, yeah, they're super representing a Spell Queller here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna attack in. They probably have to just block. Yeah, they have to block, because if we cast a spell, then they, even with just the prowess triggers, they lose. Okay. I was hoping they would flash in a Spell Queller and try to block in respect of the, but they blocked with that. That makes sense. This anger is real bad. It's a 3-for-1 of our own. So I'm not going to cast this. I think I'm just going to have to... well, they didn't cast it, so they might just combo off here now. Playing against all these creature combo decks. My goodness. Oh, come on. Okay. Or you just... What is this? This is Knight? It's a Knight. Okay. That's okay. Didn't want to see a Vizier. They're holding 2 mana up. Interesting. Interesting. It's also a 4/4, so we can't even just get it with Anger of the Gods. Oh wait, yes we could if we attack in and then did this, but then we're just killing our own board, putting them to 2. Does that do anything? Well, I think we play the Swift Spear and we attack. If one of them gets eaten, then so be it. But I don't think there's anything else we can do, and we kind of have to... So this anger would kill both of their creatures. I think we need to... Oh, that was poorly thought out on my part. I'm not sure what I'm representing exactly, so I want to keep as many cards, unknown cards in my hand as I can. Yeah, resolves. Okay, what are you going to do with it? You have a Duskwatch Recruiter. You have a Court of Calling. You have a Collected Company. Oh, do you just naturally have the Walking Ballista? That's also an option. My guess is they have the Walking Ballista and they're just going to cast it for enough mana to kill us. So, yeah, this Inspiring Vantage kind of hurt us in that respect. Maybe I should have just attacked with the 2 creatures and then, you know, used Anger of the Gods then. That might have been the right play. This deck can combo off at any point. So, yeah, that might have been sort of too conservative. Maybe I got too greedy with this anger. I mean, there wasn't any point in this game when it was really very good, but you know, that's because the board stayed relatively clear until the very end here. So I don't know what we're doing, but okay, we're at 40 green mana. Are we gonna cast a Walking Ballista now? Certainly looks like it. Even just cast Emrakul if we wanted. Come on, man. This combo takes forever. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, we're just going to concede now. Concede. Good games. The burn deck being about the very small details. These creature combo decks are everywhere tonight. Everywhere. Elves? Creature combo decks? Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, feel free to put in the comments section. Anything, if you thought that last line was super obvious and maybe I just missed it, something I'm gonna make sure to remember. I'm surprised about. I am very surprised with the decks I'm seeing. I was used to seeing the Mirror Match, Merfolk, Jund, Affinity. You know, these are some of the decks I'm used to seeing, and this is just not what we're playing against tonight. But they've been interactive and good games, so at least there's that. Anyway. Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, recording for Nikachu MTG. If you like the content, if you want to see anything in particular, please let us know. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And take care and see you next time.